Hi everyone, my name is Renee Alleman. I'm a speech language pathologist with the Resource Exchange, or TRE. I'm also an assistive technology consultant with the state, and I am our TRE assistive technology team lead. So I just wanted to share with you all a little bit about assistive technology, what it is, and why we are working to build a bigger lending library of this kind of equipment at the Resource Exchange. So assistive technology is technically any item, piece of equipment, or product system, whether it's acquired commercially off the shelf, modified, or customized, that is used to increase, maintain, or improve functional capabilities of a child with a disability. So a lot of the children that we work with at TRE are children with disabilities, some physical, cognitive, variety of ways. And these things can impact how they access their environment and the toys. So there's all sorts of toys that you can buy off the shelf that kids love. But many of our children, because of what their capabilities are, they are not able to access and play with them, or they don't understand why it is meaningful to play with them because they can't access it appropriately. So we have a statewide lending library that we are able to borrow some items from for families to trial and see if this is an appropriate item for the child to start learning things like cause and effect, or that toys can be meaningful or lead to communication. But this is a lending library that we share with the entire state. So sometimes it takes a while to get the items in that we want to trial with kiddos. This can impact them because we want to see and help them engage with their environment as soon as possible. So we want to provide them with things that are engaging when we can. And sometimes waiting is hard for these families, or it's just harder to wait for longer periods of time because we have to trial items for so long before we can justify if insurance will cover them or if they won't. Most of these items look like things you might see on the shelf, but can cost hundreds of dollars or thousands, depending upon what it is. But sometimes insurance will cover it, sometimes insurance won't. So we look through for other funding support for them. But if it's something that we can justify, it is more likely that insurance or another funding source will cover it so that a family doesn't have to spend these hundreds of dollars on a toy just so that their child can access it and be able to start learning about their environment and how to play with toys. So I just want to show a couple examples of toys. Most of the toys require a switch of some sort like this. This is just a switch button that when you push it, it will do something to whatever it is connected to. Okay. And then we have toys like this one. This is a music box. Depending upon which port it's plugged into, it will play a different song for the kiddo. It also has lights. I will show you what that looks like. So this first one, I'm going to push my switch on my desk. Okay. Or a different song when it's plugged into a different one. Okay, so this is one example. This does not look like anything off the shelf necessarily. It is an older item, but it's something that kids still like because a lot of our kiddos like music. The ones that I work with personally have either a visual impairment or hearing impairment along with some other disabilities, usually physical. So things with lights and sound are super motivating to them. Another item, and this one is something that's off the shelf. This is a Finding Dory bubble machine that has been adapted so that a child who needs to use a switch can hit this switch and turn the bubbles on. Okay, so but this item, I believe when I looked at it for purchasing, is like $60 when you can get the normal one at Walmart for like maybe 15. So that is a big reason why we want to get these items so that families don't have to spend that money just to see if it's something that their child may like, but they can actually try it out before they have to buy it or before we find that funding source to buy it. So this, gotta keep it here, then push the button and turns on the bubbles and you can hear the machine and everything going. Okay, so those are just two examples of the multitude of different kinds of toys that we want our children that we work with to have access to. So that's why we are wanting to build up our library so that we can share these kinds of toys with more families that we work with here in El Paso and Park and Teller counties, so that they don't have to wait as long and so that they are able to see if this is really something their child would like, and then we can help them fund it and get it so they don't have to pay for it out of pocket. So yeah, I think that's all I have for today. So thank you. Bye.